Nicky. But before that, still in the Daniel mini series, I remembered earlier today that once I went to Daniel to a fashion show to meet some models there. And one thing which stuck to my mind, this is what I heard for the first time, Adam in Chains, Billy Idol, one of my favorite songs, and I was there that they were presenting on stage like Adam in Chains. Okay, so it was there. Nicky, fascinating, a student in ASE in economics, not just good looking, ravissant, spectacular, very nice breasts, very nice body, but especially captivating for her was her style, her voice, her and je ne sais quoi. I don't know what it's. M-a fermecat cu vreo scânteie în clipa în care ne văzând, deși nu întâlnă femeie, tot și eu nu știu ce și eu nu știu cum. It's something we don't know. It's something Petrarca, când poți să spui cum arzi și ce-ai făcut. When you know how you burn, you don't know what fire is. It's this idea that you can't, or you can express it if you're very gifted, talented, which is not the case here. So let's just stay with je ne sais quoi. I don't know what it was in her style, in her presence. Bă, termină mă, că te aud, mă, tâmpitule. De ce nu vrei să te potolești? They've been doing this for quite some time, and unless I use some water, it's me who dies of heart attack, because one or both of them will scream or shout until the heart will give in. So yeah. This was wonderful to be with someone like that, special, a winner of a competition. If she decided to join Miss Universe, I don't know. Even if I guess she was just 173, maybe a little shorter than yours truly, and I guess in models and for the very top you have to be taller than that. I guess, I mean, I don't know. Let's refer to Blink, classic by Malcolm Gladwell, and the fact that at the top 500 companies, Fortune 500 companies, 1/3 of the CEOs are extremely tall, 190 centimeters or thereabouts, whereas in the population at large they're just 3%. They're overrepresented because that's how we select Blink, thin slicing. Let's not get into that now, even if it might be more interesting than the other stories I have to tell. Yesterday was, I would be curious, it was a fun thing, because by just joking, by foolishness, I decided to name the note dealing with stories of yesterday, where Nicky would call me Kovasna, Sex and Games for the Aged in Kovasna, from Saga. In fact, Saga was a British company we worked with in tours with the British, and as a joke it was called Sex and Games for the Aged because the clients were over 60. So okay. In a few minutes I had I don't know, 12, 14 views, which is staggering. It's like 1 million views for yours truly. So that was silly. It was, but I didn't put the name for that. I mean, in fact, I was worried that For the first time, I may get some insults. Some of that I hear is a problem in for those who have many viewers, which I don't wish, given the consequences. Comments that insult you, I don't know, tell you you're an idiot. Maybe I have them today. I'll have to check later. So, yeah, it was wonderful. She was hot, as I call it. The problem is when she's like that, first that she attracts attention from so many. So, in other words, you have such fierce competition. And then, worse, she was the kind that to encourage. Not. Also, this was not in the vampish, not in the whorish manner. I mean, come, baby, obvious, violent, and vulgar, ultimately repellent for so many. I think some will love that, of course. I mean, most of us, I think, love that when they. If a woman is attractive, she's up and coming and alluring, and she invites you to have coitus. Okay. No, she wasn't like that, but she was both shy and interested. Both a virgin and one who was old enough, 19, 20, I don't. She must have been 19. She was a student already, and I haven't met her in the first days when she joined the Academy of Economic Sciences. I think. I don't remember very well. So she had this repressed, unwilling. She wanted to be noticed, but she was kept on a leash by father. She was with me, and there was an intensity in our relationship. I guess maybe love at one point. That's more complicated, according to Thomas Mann and so many others. I mean, you can say, "Oh, I love you." I don't have words for that, but then love means so much. When we test the feelings behind those we call love, they don't match the description most often. I love you, but then if I meet somebody at the corner that is willing, I'll just love her too. So I've mentioned that. Or worse, it's diluted by I love your car, I love the sky, but then when he makes me crazy, I pour water on his head, and so on. So it was a problem because we didn't have sex. I mentioned that meant I could fool around in a way, in a manner. But still, when I was with her, excitement, arousal, and so on only led to frustration. Most often. And we had to meet quite often at her place because of limitations imposed by her father, and I don't remember why else. And it was difficult. I had to take the subway up to Eroilor. No, what's Eroi Revoluție? Different heroes. And then I had to take a bus because she lived in a house, which was special, was interesting. As I said, her father was a top manager with posts and telecommunications and so on. And that was something. That was maybe that house would be a few $100,000 today. given the fact that in the city you have mostly high-rise apartment blocks. But it was located in a bad area. Fatale or thereabouts. I mean, the area had a stigma, had a bad name to it, definitely. Though I remember that the streets and within this region with the unsavory fame, they were quiet. I mean, it was something a bit peculiar there. So I took that road very frequently. And then something happened on New Year's Eve. I should think this must be 1988, 1989. That must be it. Yes, that must be. Because then it will be December 1989 and things will change. Revolution. And I don't see us having more than this nearly a year together. No. I mean, it could have been, given the circumstances somehow. And my character and vicious spirit and her willingness, the desire, need to be admired, to be loved, because maybe this father denied. I mean, he had this extreme severity and surely affection for them, but severity was the main thing, and she needed acceptance, she needed affection. The Oedipian father figure, the need for I don't know. So we have to finish this soon, and maybe continue now. Yes, we took a trip for end on New Year's Eve, which means late in the evening I would have to go to the airport and take some British people to Puana Brasov just for the transfer. Nobody would. It was, transfers were something a thankless, silly mopping job. I mean, it was doing not the cleaning of the toilets, but something like that. And I mentioned before, in order to get some good chances, some good clients, let's say, with potential for me to make some money, I'll have to do something like this. I mean, spoil the New Year's Eve, which nobody else would. I mean, what? You want me to get lost? I mean, fuck you. The others probably would say, those with the connections. So, I mean, anybody from the streets, yes, they would love a ride to Puana Brasov for free, but then you still had to be working for. More about this tomorrow.